Number 5. Oculus Rift. Number 5 on our list is the Oculus Rift. After years of dev kits and prototypes and behind closed door demos, the Oculus Rift is finally ready for consumers. Welcome to VR. On the Rift side, you will want to make sure your secondhand unit comes with the Oculus Touch controllers and at least 2, but preferably 3, of the cameras used for tracking. Room scale support for the original Rift is not nearly as good as with the Vive. But if you can find one for cheap, go for it. And now's your chance, really. Many people are dumping their old Vive and Rift hardware to upgrade to the Quest, Rift S, and Index. You might get in on the cheap if you're lucky. Number 4. HTC Vive. Number 4 on our list is the HTC Vive. If we chart the progression of video games from Space War and Zork all the way through to 2016, then the HTC Vive is the next logical step towards realism. This is less of an official buy it here recommendation and more of just a practical suggestion. If you're looking to get into VR on the cheap, keep an eye out for secondhand HTC Vives and Oculus Rifts, the Vive in particular. While it is now 4-year-old hardware, the Vive is still a perfectly suitable entry point for VR. If you're playing in a living room or bedroom, the original Lighthouse tracking will be just as solid as the upgraded versions that ships with the Valve Index. The Vive wands are also perfectly suitable, and the only thing you'll probably want to replace is the faceplate and the strap, assuming your secondhand unit comes with the original elastic instead of the superior deluxe audio strap add-on. Number 3. Oculus Quest. Number 3 on our list is the Oculus Quest. The Oculus Quest feels like the first virtual reality headset with true mass market appeal, providing a room-scale experience with no gaming PC or wires of any kind. My next recommendation is the Oculus Quest. Why? Because it is a VR headset you will use. Quest is the first untethered headset that is worth a damn, by which I mean it provides a desktop caliber experience without the need for a desktop PC. If you are looking to play Beat Saber or Job Simulator or The Room VR or any of a dozen other VR games with minimal fuss, Quest is the way to go. No wires mean you can set it up anywhere you would like, or even take it on the road. And as an added benefit, the Oculus Link cable allows you to turn Quest for a full-fledged PC headset to rival the Oculus Rift. I think we can all agree on that. The Quest Link combo feels like magic though, enabling you to play top-tier VR games like Half-Life, Alex, and Lone Echo, and my favorite Google Earth VR, when you have a PC handy and then return to your carefree wireless life when you're done. It is the best of both worlds. Sure, there is some image compression when you use Link, and Quest's tracking is not as good as Oculus's tethered alternative, the Oculus Rift S. But it is good enough, and you are getting 2 headsets for the price of 1. Even before Link, I would have probably recommended Quest to most people over one of the tethered headsets. With Link, there is no contest. That said, if you are really absolutely certain you will never want to use your VR headset away from your PC, Oculus's Rift S is a perfectly serviceable fallback. Again, I find it hard to recommend the Rift S personally, but that is only compared to its more capable cousin. It is also worth noting that buying a Quest or Rift S is technically the only way to play Oculus exclusives, including Lone Echo, Asgard's Wrath, Wilson's Heart, and basically a significant portion of the best VR games. Index and Vive owners can try Libra VR Revive, but the results are sometimes lackluster and it is very much a community-built workaround. Oculus has been pretty hands-off with Revive for a few years now, but there's always the chance you wake up and it no longer works. Number 2. HTC Vive Pro VR Headset. Number 2 on our list is the HTC Vive Pro VR headset. At $799 for just the headset, the HTC Vive Pro is probably destined to remain a niche product. Early adopters who have been pining for a resolution bump will find it hard to go back after trying one out. Vive is not the only high-end headset in town. Though Vive is no longer partnered with HTC, the Vive Pro is still a solid alternative to the Index. It has the same 2880 by 1600 display and uses the same rock-solid Lighthouse tracking. The only actual difference is that the Vive Pro uses headphones instead of speakers, and ships with the old Vive wands instead of the more futuristic futuristic Index controllers. It also costs more than the Index, so there is really no reason to opt for the Vive Pro instead, unless the Index remains in scarce supply. Number 1. Valve's Virtual Reality. Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, number 1 on our list is the Valve's Virtual Reality. It's pricey, but Valve's new virtual reality headset is the one to beat thanks to its crisp display and high field of view. The Valve Index is the best all-around headset you can buy at the moment. Best optics, best audio, best comfort, best tracking, and once you get used to them, at least best controllers. Best everything except the price, which is steep for the headset, controllers, and base stations. Its 2880 by 1600 resolution and 130-degree field of view means you can see the digital world clearer than ever, and more of it. The Index also supports up to 144Hz refresh rate, though you'll need a monster of a PC to hit that frame rate consistently. But it's the less immediately noticeable features that make the Index stand out. The tracking is rock solid, just like with the original HTC Vive. Valve still relies on base stations, which make the Index a pain to set up and dismantle, but ensure the system will almost never lose track of a controller or the headset. The audio is top tier, replacing the old headphones method with 2 speakers that float over your ears, creating an ultra-realistic audio field that surrounds you instead of merely sounding like, well, headphones. Last but not least, the Index controllers, or knuckles, are the most advanced on the market today. The controllers strap over the backs of your hands, and sensors embedded in the grips help track each individual finger, allowing you to open and close your hands, squeeze cans until they're crushed, or flip enemies the old middle finger. The price is high, but it's the best VR on the market for a reason.